Time now for the voice of the land on the Big Play Network with your hosts, Kevin Arnold and Always Positive Jay.
Guardians going to Seattle once they leave training camp, once they leave Goodyear, Arizona. They will start on the West Coast. Of course, the new rules this year, the pitch clock, the no shifts, yet teams might now implement some sort of outfield shift to then put someone in that, that second base hole that you always saw with pull hitters from the left-hand side of the batter's box. But new rules with no shift, pitch clock, and
bigger bases,
and teams facing more of the opponents. I believe you have to face every team in the majors. Is that not right, or is
I think we do a lot more.
It's every team at least in the National League. So,
and there's a DH in the National League now.
Right. So all things kind of equal. You're not playing as many games in your division. It's going to take a lot more. You're going to really find out a lot about these teams.
It's going to change baseball a lot. Like, people think these are just little tweaks. I was watching a whole special with Jeff Passan, and he going through time and how when they changed it from 55 feet to 60 feet to the home plate, and how much the batting average shot up, and then base pitching came back around, then they brought the mound down a little bit, and batting came back up. So it's going to be a lot different. I think Jose is going to benefit from that shift change a lot. Like, our team definitely had a lot of shifts against us, I felt like.
Yeah, and having Josh Bell behind him in that cleanup spot, then having Josh Naylor in that 5-hole. I think the length of the lineup is a little bit better, and then, of course, with some of these rules, I think it aids to what the Guardians try to do. They try to play small ball more than hit it out of the park. I mean, we've said it many times on this show. Other people have said it's not a new take. It's not a fresh take. Baseball has been strikeouts and home runs. Yeah, chicks dig the long ball. But, I don't want to see a guy going up there striking out 4 times then just because he hits one 465-foot home run. I want to see baseball get back to what the Guardians do. They hit some home runs, but they hit doubles, singles. They keep the rallies going.
So fun to watch. It's a fun brand of baseball for sure.
And they do the little things. What are your expectations for this team this year?
World Series, dude. I believe it.
Okay. I mean, I know that they need to, and this isn't coming from me, that this is coming from the Guardians, because I know that this is a message in their clubhouse. We got to do better than we did last year, but we can't bank on starting the same way we did last year or playing the exact same way and having the season play out to get to that position and then end the season better. That's all being talked about, and it's a team that when they bring guys in, they buy into the culture. We talked about Heat culture earlier. The Guardians culture is that guys want to play for Terry Francona. They want to play for this coaching staff. They want to play with some of these guys that have already been here. Shane Bieber, Jose Ramirez, Josh Naylor, the energy that he brings to the field. And then, they did keep 3 catchers, and outfield should have a little bit more pop to it. And, hey, they have some other guys that are in waiting that one of these guys in the outfield doesn't pony up, Miles Straw, someone like that. There's other guys waiting to take that spot. They put enough guys that we thought maybe have a chance for the opening day roster spot that went down to the minor leagues. Richie Palacios, George Valera, some of these young guys we've heard a lot about. Palacios comes up from time to time, pinch hit king for this squad. And we haven't even mentioned the name Stephen Kwan, a guy that made a name for himself making the opening day roster last year. So many young guys, but they've gotten the taste that we wanted the Cavs to get last year, and we want the Cavs to get this year. They've gotten that taste. I think this team's hungry. Peter, your expectations for the Guardians? I know you're...
I mean, if you're going to get the right expectations, here's the guy.
Yeah.
He called it last year. Let's see what he's got to say this year.
I feel that they're at least going to get into the ALCS. Not sure if they're World Series bound, but I think they're going to win the division, and I think they have a very good shot at winning the AL.
See, my World Series expectations comes from everyone's like, oh, well, Kwan and Oscar Mercado and Gimenez and Rosario.
Yeah, Oscar
Gonzalez come back and go back to what they were. No, I expect them to take a jump. I want to see better from them. And if they all do better, and let's say Miles Straw does just anything better at the bat than he did last year, like, look out, man. This team is ready to go.
Now, are there going to be weekly stretches where all of them look like they're struggling? Yes, it's a 162-game season. It is one of the most humbling sports in all of the world. The best players that go into the Hall of Fame hit 30 to 35, 36% of the time. If you did that in basketball, if you completed that percentage in football of passes, if
It's the hardest thing to do in any sports, hit a baseball.
it's the hardest thing to do. Those guys would be fired in basketball and football. In baseball, you are honored in the hallowed halls of the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown for stuff like that, and for good reason. So yes, there's going to be rough stretches for this team. Every team's going to go through them, especially facing teams they don't normally see. You don't have as many scouting things on them and heat maps for pitchers, knowing where guys like to try to exploit you, what heat spots to avoid for hitters. Hitters, knowing what a pitcher likes to do in certain counts. All these analytics that should be in baseball and have been in baseball for a long time. There's going to be a chess match this season, and it's going to be fun. And there's going to be plenty of time to talk about this because, again, 162 games, and I know that when we get together next week, we are going to, or on our next show at least, because there could be some news coming for the show. We'll see. There could be some changes coming, not to the three people that you hear every single time or see every single time, but stay tuned on that.
Well, to your point, where the ups and the downs, what I love about this teams, when your team is going down and you're getting into a funk, what is the best thing in baseball to have to stop that? Is an ace pitcher. We got two of them. And, hey, if we can get a couple guys to get back to form a little bit, we could have another one of those deep rotations. I mean, come on. We all know some guy that's going to come up out of nowhere is going to end up in our starting pitcher, and we're like, who is this kid? They printed another pitcher that's going to win a Cy Young in a couple years.
Yeah, and don't bring your, what are they going to do with Shane Bieber or trade Shane Bieber stuff to me. I'm not talking about that until we absolutely have to. We understand the contract situation, the money situation, and where the Guardians usually go with that with star players. When that contract comes to the point of can't do arbitration anymore, they're on their last year of the deal, whatever that might be. I'm not touching that right now.
Enjoy them while we got them.
Enjoy them while we got them, just like the Cavs, just like the Crunch, and
hopefully the Browns.
Maybe one day the Browns.